What's good, YouTube? All right, I wanted to throw this video together. I'm currently getting dressed right now. You feel what I'm saying? That's why the camera is so high. But I wanted to tell y'all, a lot of y'all that follow me, y'all come from dysfunctional families. Y'all come from narcissistic family systems. You feel what I'm saying? And I wanted to tell y'all that it is very important to realize that the version of you that was inside your family is not who you are. So when you leave that toxic system, you feel what I'm saying? When you leave that, it's so important to do the work. It's so important to dismantle everything that you thought you knew. A lot of the ways you operate, a lot of the ways you carry yourself, you feel me? If you became a people pleaser, if you became codependent, you know what I'm saying? If you were too defiant or too defensive, you feel what I'm saying? I think a lot of times we always focus on like the people pleaser side or the codependent side, but sometimes you become super rigid on that side. So if you went all the way left or if you went all the way right, you gotta bring yourself back here. Here. Bring yourself back here. Or maybe you a little defensive and you're a people pleaser. Or maybe you a little rigid and you're codependent. But you gotta bring yourself back here. You gotta figure out who you are and who you want to be. Because who you were when you were in that system is not who you are, I promise you. It is not who you are. And we attach ourselves to that. And you know what's funny? The reason why depression comes is when you're not truly being who you are. Now, there are other elements to why you're depressed. There are other elements to why you have mental agony. But a lot of the depression, because I remember when I physically separated from my family and did a little bit of work on myself to tweak my perspective and also to realize that a lot of ways I was moving and operating was causing me depression, was causing me mental agony. And all I did was remove myself physically and work on a couple things, change my perspective, and realize that I wasn't supposed to be operating like this because that's not who I am authentically. Like I said, when you go all the way this way, you go all the way this way, you're not being you, so you're pulling yourself all these different ways. You got energy, got make you go this way, energy. My arm, my iPad start dying, but my arms look crazy right now. But they got energy making you go this way, energy making you go this way. So you're not being your authentic self, and then that depression seeps in, that anxiety seeps in. Now, you can still have depression and anxiety for other reasons. You can have mood disorders. You can have just severe trauma, which most of us do that come from these dysfunctional families. But I've heard so many people say that they left their situation, right? And they got better. Now, you're not gonna fix it all. You feel what I'm saying? You're not Bob the Builder. You're not gonna fix it all, but you're going to tap into a lot of the surface level problems, the deep seated stuff. That's where the work comes in at. You got to put the work in. You got to work on yourself. You really have to start to heal, and it's a long process. Don't try to rush it. Don't try to force it. You know, Daniel Mackler talked about that. He talked about how like a lot of people try to rush it. And when you start this process, when you start to open up the things that you this is why a lot of people go back to their toxic family or toxic systems, or if you come from a cult or whatever the case may be, they're like a cult. But a lot of people go back because when you start to unpack things that you've been suppressing for years and years, you literally start to go crazy. That's why a lot of us chosen ones, or a lot of us generational curse breakers, a lot of us black sheep in the family either end up homeless, not only because we come from dysfunctional stuff and narcissists and psychopaths and sociopaths that want to tear us down, but emotionally it's hard to go to work every day when you literally unpacked a lot of stuff you've been suppressing, all of the issues. You open up to the reality of the people you loved and cared about. Literally, we're trying to tear you down, sometimes trying to unalive you. You feel what I'm saying? Psychologically try to damage you. People that have a toxic book in their mind to where they go out and they use these different tactics and methods to use you for whatever they want. And then you realize that these people don't really care about you. Like they don't care about you, bro. They don't care about you, and that's why we go no contact and leave. Society likes to do this kumbaya thing where they like, oh no, that's your family, that's your blood, that's your this and that. Or for some reason, once you become a parent in the world, you get this badge of honor. Oh, that's a parent, that's your mom. So in America, people don't want to scrutinize parents. You feel what I'm saying? They don't want to. So if you go around and you telling people how it is or whatever the case may be, it's hard. So that's why I'm making this video. That's why I talk to generational cursors. We cursors now. Generational curse breakers and black sheeps and people who come from these systems, because I know it's hard. I know how it is. I know the path that we walk, and I know it's not easy. And that's why I'm saying, like, a lot of people end up going back to their family. I know somebody that left for 16 years. I met them through TikTok, and they went back and then they regretted it. I know somebody that left for 7 years and they went back and they regretted it, because they have that feeling internally where they miss what they thought their family was. When you come from a dysfunctional family or a narcissistic family, they miss what they thought their family was. And when they get back, they see the more of the reality of what their family really is, what they were hiding. The mask comes off, so they just treat them in a raw way, how they really felt about them the whole time. You feel what I'm saying? So if you breaking generational curses, if you're dealing with dysfunction, if you're healing, if you're moving forward, becoming the best version of yourself, you're aligning with God, just know that that version of you is not you. That old version of you that was attached to your family, that people pleaser, that being too nice all the time, that not standing on your boundaries, not telling people how it is. Because me, for real, naturally, listen, I'm a very kind guy, but I'm a rigid guy too. I'll call you out. If, you know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? And the one that was out in the neighborhood with my friends is more of who I am. So I will go back in the house and I'll have my own family or my cousins or whoever being like, oh, that's not true. That's not how you are. And it's like, you don't even know me. You don't even know. Y'all know who y'all tried to put in this box. This little facade of a family. You know what I'm saying? The smiling wave to the neighbors and to the cousins, to the aunts and uncles. That's why a lot of people around my family system had this false perception of who we were. They didn't see the abuse. You feel what I'm saying? They didn't see the physical and mental abuse. They didn't see all the weird stuff that was going on in my family. I'm not going to go into detail. It's actually in my book, Definition of Perseverance. I didn't go into too much detail, but you know, a lot of it's in my book, Definition of Perseverance. It's on Amazon.com. You feel what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, most people from my past, they don't know me now because I've done a lot of work on myself and I've been to therapy. Therapy don't do everything. You feel what I'm saying? Some therapists don't know what they're talking about either. But I've been to the right ones, dealt with life coaches, worked on myself a lot. You feel what I'm saying? The work is out here. The information is out here if you really want to lock in and, you know, change your mindset. And I'm still working on myself. You know, I'm not perfect at all, but I've seen the change from back then to now. Just know that the old version of you is not who you are. That family system version of you, that system version, when you go over here, your family system was kind of like a job. When you want a job, you got to put yourself in this box to create this certain version of you. You shouldn't have to do that with your own blood or your family, on top of the fact of being manipulated, gaslighted, abused, torn down. And that's why it's a curse. That's why it's a curse. I remember my own grandma act like she didn't know who I was. And then at a family reunion, automatically she knew who I was. It's because it's a curse. So since I am internally the person that's walking with God, since I am the light, excuse me, the light in the darkness in my family, it's easy for them to tear me down, shun me, or play me, or act like they don't know me, or not support me and stuff like that. I've had cousins not support me. I've had grandma, you know, stuff like that. And this is the crazy part about narcissistic family systems. The narcissists, they like high vibrational people. They like people with that light in them, that dog in them, that creativity in them. They like people that have elements of them that they don't have. And then they go to other people with a fake ego and pretend like, I do this, but they stole it from the high vibrational individuals. That's why if you have a narcissistic mother, she probably got friends around her that comes and goes, but she uses them for their energy and their positivity because she's a parasite. Your same thing with your dad. He probably finds positive individuals bring around him because they use him as a parasite. And then the crazy part is, this is the crazy part that makes me sad. The grandma will find the high vibrational grandson. And if you ever notice, the grandma that's a narcissist or the grandpa that's a narcissist will typically gravitate towards that grandchild, that next generation's high vibrational person, the one that's real upbeat, the one that has a lot of energy, the one that has a lot of creativity. And then that generational curse continues and continues until somebody breaks it. That high vibrational grandchild has to break the cycle when they eventually wake up and see it. And I was that one. And you are that one too. It's your boy Josh Different. I'm different, you different, we different. Subscribe, thumbs up, all that good stuff.